One of the areas most impacted by COVID locally has been downtown, which is a center of events, entertainment, and restaurants, three of the industries most hit by the shutdowns. In the midst of all this, Holly Childs moved to Wilmington and started her new role as the president and CEO of Wilmington Downtown, Inc. Her goal is to lead new initiatives to transform our downtown. Please join me in welcoming Holly to the stage and to Wilmington.
Good morning. It's great to be here. Thanks to Rob and the Business Journal for setting this up. Really excited to share a few thoughts with you today. And first power breakfast. 3 months into town, so thank you for all the support. So let's meet downtown. Or maybe we want to say that with an exclamation point because it's pretty exciting, right? Let's meet downtown. People don't get excited when you say to them, let's meet at my office, or really they don't get excited anymore when you say, I'll just send you a Zoom link. But when you say, let's meet downtown, people get excited. There's something about a downtown. We have an affinity for downtown. So what is that about? Why are we all so drawn to downtowns? I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but there are 310 cities in the United States with populations greater than 100,000. 310. It's a lot of cities. But I would venture to say that if you drill down just a little bit, even though there are 310 cities, there are not that many great downtowns. Great downtowns don't just happen. Great downtowns take a lot of work. So I'm going to ask you just for a minute to think about the downtowns that you love. Think about places you've visited, places that have these great downtowns that you think, I could really see myself, just like I could see myself here in Wilmington, living and working in that downtown. What does that downtown feel like to you? Is it Austin or Denver? Is it Seattle or San Francisco? Is it Boston or Chicago? There are a lot of great downtowns in this country, and I'm going to talk to you for just a minute about why I think Wilmington is one of those great downtowns. We have all of the boxes checked for a great downtown. There are probably lots of factors you can think of whenever you think about great downtowns that make them great, at least in your mind, that you reflect upon. But today I'm going to talk about 7 traits that I think make for a great downtown. 7 things that we need to do to create and sustain in our downtowns to make them great places. So here we go. First, a critical mass of businesses. Downtowns can't survive with one type of business. Downtowns need a critical mass. They need multiple reasons, a concentration of multiple reasons for you to come downtown. So whether that's a coffee shop that feels welcoming when you walk right through the door, if that's a brewery or a restaurant that has great Yelp reviews and you just feel compelled, I may live out, but I'm going to go downtown because Yelp says this is a great place to go. It may be that it's boutique shopping, destination shopping. You can't touch things on Amazon. You can't get a lot of things that they have downtown at the mall. And lastly, I would say, and increasingly important, are things like galleries, access to local arts and culture. Secondly, sustainable mix of businesses. So, you know why everybody talks about mixed-use development? They talk about mixed use because mixed use works. It's all the rage right now because you need a mix of uses within the downtown. You need established corporate office. You need event spaces. You need great hospitality venues. And increasingly, more than ever, we need access to physical places and to support systems for entrepreneurs. If you bring all those people into the downtown, how are you going to keep them there? You need to have a happening nightlife. Great downtowns, the places you've been, you've not only gone there for work or gone there for a meeting, you've gone there and enjoyed a happening nightlife. So whether that involves sitting out, listening to some local live music and having a craft beer, whether that's a Broadway show at a great performance theater or a symphony, or whether that's access to see your favorite national act, be it rap, rock, or roots, then you need to have a place to be entertained, a place to enjoy your nightlife. So growing residential base. I mean, this is an easy one you could spend a lot of time on, right, in Wilmington. I think many of you probably know that United Van Line study that was released earlier this year, and I know the mayor is well aware of this, ranked Wilmington, North Carolina as the #1 inbound place for people relocating in the entire country. The entire country, and Wilmington, North Carolina was #1 for inbound relocation. So our residential growth has really supported that fact. In the last 6 years alone, 1,100 new condos and apartments have been built in or around Wilmington's waterfront. 1,100. 350 more, at least, are on their way out of the ground this summer. So we are not just growing our residential base is exploding. This doesn't even count all of the restoration of historic homes, hundreds of homes like the one that I bought that have multiple offers on them because people are actually coming downtown, they're wanting a place to live, and they're fighting over homes in downtown Wilmington. So it's a competitive market. It's a great market to be in. We have the growing residential base. Next, I'd like to talk about ample parking and public transit. So great cities have ample parking. They have parking types that are varied, from metered parking on the street to structured parking to surface parking. Lots of different types of parking that's provided at an affordable rate. So many of you may say, well, yeah, but parking downtown isn't affordable. So parking downtown is $1.50 an hour. Parking downtown is free for the first 90 minutes in 2 of the city garages. And parking downtown is at a max of $10 a day in some of our downtown garages. So if that's true, and you compare that to Charlotte's median daily rate of $21, Wilmington is quite a bargain downtown. Public transit. So this is a hot topic, right? Public transit, whether you're a big fan of public transit or not, I want you to know that recent research shows that people between the ages of 25 and 44, so that's our workforce, right? That's what we're trying to attract and retain to downtown Wilmington. Those folks, their #1 criteria for choosing a place to live is public transit. Easy access to public transit. So whether they use it or not, they want it. They expect it. They think that great cities should have great public transit. This is absolutely not the time to cut our public transit in Wilmington. Our CVB here does a fantastic job. Even in the midst of COVID, they've done a great job. Their tagline, which I think is really cool, is Wilmington and beaches. But if we don't have public transit that takes us from downtown Wilmington to the beaches, then shouldn't it be Wilmington or beaches? Is it really fair to the CVB and marketing that we don't have public transit between Wilmington and its beaches? And can you imagine how much greater things would be if we had that interconnectedness between our beaches and our downtown? It's something to think about. Gathering spaces. One thing we've learned during the pandemic is that people love to gather. Boy, do they love to gather. We've had a hard time keeping people apart throughout the pandemic, right? So the things that we've been able to provide, the open spaces, the river walk, the parks, the open markets, and even now, to some extent, outdoor concert space, all of these spaces have improved not only our psychological, but also our physical well-being. People are getting outside more. They're doing more. They're enjoying the outdoors. Oops. So the next, 7th, final, obviously you saw we're coming up on the end, is walkable pedestrian passages. So pedestrians, people that live in the downtown expect their downtown to be extremely walkable. So we have not only concentrated on our open space walking, so great sidewalks in the city and the river walk, but now we're starting to invest in our alleyways. It's a very exciting time to look at how do we connect people? How do we connect them from their parking to their job, from their job to nightlife, from nightlife to home? How can people live and work in downtown and be connected? Well, I would say that being connected is just at the heart of being downtown. There's no better place to connect in downtown than downtown Wilmington. And I think that you, like me, don't want to miss out on the opportunity to be in a really great downtown. So ultimately, whether it's later on today for work or this evening for dinner or maybe this weekend, I'll see you downtown.